Any veteran or man, woman to get out of the military, you're such in a dark place. When you get out, you don't know what's going on mentally or physically.
I was going through speech therapy. I didn't have the use of either one of my hands. The doctors were talking about putting me on dementia medicine because my memory issues with my traumatic brain injury and my PTSD and anxiety was at such a point that they were talking about putting me on meds.
I know personally, as dark and deep as I was and down, stuck at home, couldn't go out, couldn't deal with people.
My son is an Army veteran from Afghanistan and Iraq and was discharged with a medical disability and had some issues that needed some help.
With my anxiety and going out in public, it's good to see other guys in your situation and we can understand each other.
You find yourself in areas of putting a 45 to your head many nights because you don't know what's going on, what's happening, and you just feel you're home, but you're not home. Once you get past that and are able to control those dark days of your life, you still find yourself in these trances where you're disassociated from reality and you're just lost.
Sometimes his mind used to wander into places it shouldn't be, and he would check out.
30 years ago this September, I was laying in a trauma care unit, fighting for my life. And 30 days after that, I'm in a rehabilitation center, trying to learn how to walk again. Having physical therapists look down on me and go, I know how you feel, and me looking back going, no, you don't know how I feel. And I remember distinctively thinking to myself, one day I'm gonna help somebody else in a way to where I will be able to look at them and say, I do know how you feel. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for coming to this event. The dogs that you're getting ready to see are 1.5 years old, and the Warriors are just starting to work with them. They're all super satisfied. They're already calling it life-changing, and we've got very high expectations of these dogs providing the not just the physical support for independence, but as well as the emotional support. Never mind the fact that I can relate to the trauma injuries and the challenges and some of the things that they clinically went through, in the hospital. I can relate to much of that. And I think that has to do with a good bit of how we develop our relationships from the beginning. They don't feel like they're talking to somebody, an outsider. They, I think, feel more so that, wow, this guy's been through it too. To be able to give back, to be in the position to give back is an incredible feeling.
When I say set, whoosh, harder. Harder than that. Yep, they really lift it up. Kind of, there you go.
The way I kind of look at our program, it's hard not to compare to other organizations. I want to see willingness. If you put everything aside, it doesn't matter if you're in the hospital, trying to learn to walk again, or recovering from a surgery, or whatever it might be, you have to be willing to accept help, and that's how this program works. That helps me a lot to communicate, correspond, and understand where I'm going to go when it comes down to customizing a service dog or a program for that individual.
A family that would make a good candidate for a service dog is a family that fits the criteria of needing to receive some of the benefits that service dogs provide.
Canine Care, it's a blessing because the invisible wounds is one of those things people don't see or physically. So having her, I'm not just staring off in the distance and being completely disassociated. It's this void that's just completed for you.
She really reduces my stress. It's the same thing, allows me to go out in public. When stressful situations happen in public, having her there can prevent me a lot of heartache and stress. She helps me open up with people sometimes too, because she's small and friendly, and everybody wants to approach her and ask me about her, and so that helps me on days when I might not be so sociable, realize that I'm in that mood and help me get me out of my box a little bit. So
I was going to get a service dog. That kind of gave me some hope that, light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully he'll be able to help me have more freedom and independence in my life.
After contacting David Riggs, we talked to him about some of the issues that Scott had, and we really felt that it would be a positive move to get involved with his organization to help Scott in his recovery. It's just tougher as a parent because, you know, you see your child.
The quality of our dogs, the quality of our service is most important to me. Developing these one-on-one relationships that are going to last a lifetime, that's very important to me. The combination of it all together, you know, a beautiful service dog that's professionally trained to meet the specific needs of the individual, along with the great outdoors, along with the flowing of the rivers, along with fellow veterans, being able to talk to each other, the spouses, which I cannot tell you enough about these wonderful women, as special as it comes when it comes down to being able to remember things that the veteran can't remember, and to see that they start sharing their stories with each other, and just how that all takes its own momentum. It's really, really interesting and very rewarding to watch.
I never realized how much service dogs could help until I saw them in action, and Canine Care has just been a blessing to our family.
Canine Care, you know, we're residents of Montana, and to find an organization that is strictly serving veterans in Montana, in your home state, really matters a lot. We know they put a lot of effort and a lot of work in what they do for fundraising efforts, to raise money, and to provide a service dog at no cost for veterans. It really means something.
I'm absolutely amazed by the whole journey that I've taken myself to get here, and the extended purpose that I've had in my life as a dog trainer, to be able to reach out and make a difference in these veterans' lives, because wow, they were over there doing it for us. Why should we not help them when they come back?
David's an amazing individual. Just his care and his compassion for what we've done and what we've been through, and his willingness to, you know, help us out on everything from, you know, the dog free of charge to us, no cost, to events and outings like this. I mean, down to a bag of dog food if we need it. Just his compassion, his willingness to pay it forward for everything that's been good in his life, and the amazing changes that he makes for us is, there's no words for it.
And so when you find an organization like Canine Care, it's kind of like this chapter of your life where that void is filled.
Canine Care is pretty much, I can tell you, saved my life. When he's with me, I don't have to take anxiety medicines anymore. He's able to help rectify those, which is big for me.
And now I walk around with a smile on my face because, you know, I look down at this little guy and he looks up at me, and you can't beat it.
He helps me a lot with stability and anxiety. When he's with me, it's me and him, kind of like a team, and I don't worry so much about the other folks around me. He keeps my anxiety low.
Just accept what's going on in your life and just do it, because it's the greatest thing in your life to have a battle buddy by your side all the time, 24 hours a day.
It gets us out into the world again and show us the activities that we can do, you know. Short and simple, Canine Care Montana has basically allowed me to live a good quality of life again.
This is our overall objective and mission, is to change the lives of these veterans and make their lives better.